Ghost of Yōtei may only have 6 major bosses with the Yōtei Six, but these guys are no pushovers. So we here at Direct Gaming have the perfect guide for you on how to take on the dragon. This guy is going to cover the following. First, a quick suggestion for items and skills to have ready to take on this boss. You obviously don't need these, but they can be very helpful. Then an in-depth look at the boss's moves and how to best counter each one. And then finally a full run of the fight unedited to show you how to use everything you have learned in real time. Timestamps below for each section below, so click on what you need. With that being said, let's get started. Now, when it comes to your skills and items to have for this fight, you're going to utilize your katana as your main weapon, and you will dual katanas when the dragon brings out his spear. If you have been visiting shrines like I've recommended in other videos and have upgraded a fair amount of these, then you should be good to go. Things like dealing more damage and helping with parry is going to help you out a lot here. In terms of throwable items, the kunai can be very helpful here, especially if you have the charm that cause your opponent to catch fire when hitting them. And of course, things like your metsubushi to give you a breather or an opening. Oni Flame helps out too for more damage, but be careful when trying to ignite the sword as it can leave you wide open to an attack. Finally, for my outfit, I personally went with the mercenary attire. This gives melee weapons that are thrown extra damage and in turn gives you more spirits. Plus, drinking sake gives you more spirit as well. And finally, honestly, the main reason I went with it is because I like the way it looks, and I haven't taken it off since basically the beginning of the game. Now, like I said at the very beginning of the video, you don't need to use all of these or copy my loadout or anything like that, but they can make the fight easier, so just make sure you have things you're comfortable with when it comes to the duels. You'll probably notice during some of the B-roll and of course the final fight that I don't actually use a lot of my side items because I forgot to stock up because I was too focused on the story. So that was my bad. Make sure you learn from my mistakes and fill up on your consumables before taking on this boss fight. But with that finished and out of the way, let's move on to the fight itself. When it comes to the duel with Dragon, there's only one fight, but you'll have 2 enemies to worry about. Dragon is in the arena with you as you fight, and his brother Spider will be shooting at you up on the ledge whenever his brother gives him commands. You'll need to use your short dodge during the fight here to avoid this, but we will get into that in just a second because there are some reasons for that. As always with the boss fights though, you will start over if you die, so if you need to use a round or 2 to kind of learn his moves or get used to the attacks, that is perfectly fine. Sometimes learning the moves can help you a lot with parrying moves and thus making the fight faster. In total, this fight took me about 3 tries or so before I finally bested this dragon. Now, the main attack to look out for is the double gun attack combo from the brothers. Dragon will tell his brother up on the ledge to fire at you. If you can actually see the brother on your screen, you'll see the unblockable sign on him before he fires his rifle at you. If you can't see the brother during the fight, then look for the white glint on the side of the screen to show you that the attack is about to be fired. Also, the audio cue when the brother literally tells him to. When this happens, tap dodge to move to the side just a tad. The reason I recommend doing this is because after the brother shoots you, Dragon will shoot you with his own pistol. This will happen faster than the rifle, so you need to be ready to tap dodge. By doing this, you stay close to Dragon and thus allowing you to actually get some counterattacks in if you're lucky. Now, if spiders shoot you from afar, it's not always guaranteed that Dragon will then shoot you as well. I would say about 85% of the time he will, but just be careful because instead of him using his pistol, he might lunge at you with his sword or try to do another attack, and you actually might be able to parry these for a good counterattack. In terms of his katana, Dragon will always have multiple attacks through his combos, even after lunging at you after the gun attacks. You'll need to stay on your toes and block/parry until you knock him away or get that perfect parry in. Only then should you go in for any attacks yourself. His main attack will start with his katana raised up in general to do a 3-hit combo, but he might throw in an extra attack or an unblockable move sometimes as you get further within the fight. Dragon also likes to do a forward stab motion with his katana, either during the combo or after he tries to shoot you. He will raise his sword up to about his ear level, so once you see that, along with the blue blockable sign, get ready to parry him or at least move out of the way. Eventually during the fight, Dragon will switch over to his spear, which means that you need to switch over to your double katanas. It's at this point that Spider Brother will start shooting mortar-like projectors at you onto the arena. You also notice that these have the disarm symbol like if you're facing off against a normal enemy that wants you to drop your weapon. When you see these on the ground, get away so you can get ready to counter Dragon. He's not going to keep his spear out for very long, but he will try to shoot you while these mortars hit the ground as well, so just be ready. If he tries to shoot you during this time though, it does take longer for him to switch back to his spear, so this is a good opportunity to use that tap dodge instead of rolling dodge and get a lot of good counterattacks on him. This is why I recommended that beforehand. However, like I said at the beginning of this particular section, he doesn't keep the spear out long, so once he goes back to his katana, you're going to want to go back to what you're doing beforehand. Side note right here is when Dragon switches back to his katana, if you see him do this pose right here, he's going to do a very fast combo attack on you that you need to be ready for. If it hits you, try not to panic and get the rest of the attack parried. because if you actually get hit by this whole combo, you are more likely than dead, because this particular one does a lot of damage to you. The final thing to note is that after you get the boss down to below half health, you'll actually start kicking those mortars that Spider is shooting down onto the arena. This is where you'll want to actually roll out of the way, otherwise they are going to hurt a lot, and you're going to drop your weapon, which is never fun. So just keep that in mind right there. Try to tap dodge as much as possible when you're up close and personal with Dragon, but if the mortar is within your vicinity and Dragon goes to try and kick it, definitely roll out of the way, otherwise it's going to spell big trouble. Otherwise, that is pretty much it when it comes to this particular boss fight. Like with most duels, it's best to be patient and look for the openings. Once you do that, the boss is going to fall like any other enemy. The biggest thing that will kill you is the damage done by his combos, so if you need to, throw on the charm Mount of Yōtei. It will actually reduce the damage done to you. If you don't have this one or you don't know where it is, check out the pinned comment / the videos up in the top right corner. We actually have a very short guide on this. It's very easy to get and definitely worth it. Keep up the parrying attacks until you finally take the older brother down. Now it's time to go have fun with your new ability you just unlocked inside the castle. Whew, it's gonna be a bloodbath in there. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed this guide. Leave a like on the video if you found this helpful, and comment below what your favorite weapon to use in Ghost of Yōtei is. If you enjoyed the guides, then make sure to check out our other Yōtei guides and videos in the pinned comments. We've got a full playlist just waiting for you. Oh, and of course, make sure to sub to the channel to get notified on all upcoming videos. It helps us out a lot. I'm Tallen with Direct Gaming though. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I hope to see you all in our next one or in our live streams every Friday evening Pacific Standard Time. Until next time though, Johnny.
てめえがさっさと逃げたんじゃねえか。熊よ、撃て。とその弟の墓場にしてくれる。浜で死ねるか、このアホだらめ。撃て。負けてなるものか。こっちは勝つしかねえんだよ。16とせも待ちわびたんだ。